just have to have my coffee every morning. One of the best things, of course, between waking up next to my beautiful wife is having that first cup of coffee. Good morning, friends. I'm Mark Holmes. This is CowboyJobu, and welcome to the first edition of You Can't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be a regular thing every morning. And the reason why we're going to have it and we're calling it You Can't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally can't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. Many times I've gone to bed only to wake up or have my phone going off in the middle of the night with some messages that something is happening with the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to come in every morning and bring you up to speed with all of the happenings with the Dallas Cowboys. First, guys, take it easy, because the place that usually knows, Las Vegas, has the Dallas Cowboys as an 18-1 Super Bowl favorite. Not the best odds in the world, but definitely not that 1 in 1,000. So there's that. Vegas has some faith in our Cowboys. And I too have faith because of the natural curve and progression of the NFL. Because teams will rise and teams will fall. Take a look at this past season. If you remember, the year before, Seattle, Dallas, New York, all of us were in the playoffs. And guess what? We didn't make it this year. So next year, it is our opportunity to come back around. Now, Travis Frederick, the big news that happened late last night was Travis Frederick restructured his contract. Now, understand what restructuring means. It doesn't mean he gave money back to the team. That's not exactly how it works. That would be a pay cut. Pay cut, which is something that NFL players frown on. And generally speaking, when you hear a team say, we want him to take a pay cut, it's really meaning that we're going to cut you. Because the NFLPA frowns on players taking pay cuts, and they would rather have the player get cut and go ahead and find money elsewhere, even if it's going to be less than what they may have taken from a former team. But restructuring basically is a cap maneuver. Basically, the team takes and converts some of the salary into a bonus, and that money is then prorated over the life of the contract. For example, they took $10 million and said, here you go, here's a check, Travis, boom. And they'll prorate that money over the course of the next few years. So you're only getting hit with, say, $2.5 million this year of that money. See the point? It's restructuring. But basically, part of the reason why we keep having to restructure is because we keep restructuring, because eventually those bills will come due. So, now, currently the Dallas Cowboys have around $8.5 million to work with. Now, they can get more money if they want to. They could get up to about $36 million if they really want to. But of course, that is mortgaging the future. The question is, now they've got a little bit of cash, will they try and go ahead and get some more? Places we can get some more money. Orlando Scandrick. I'm still trying to understand why Orlando Scandrick is still on the team. He has literally begged and pleaded with the team to be let go. Is this the Dallas Cowboys making it difficult on him? Is there some other plan? I can't see somebody making a trade for Orlando Scandrick knowing he's not in your plans. And you have to wonder if this goes back to the national anthem protest, where he was a little bit vocal, so they're not going to make it easy on him. I don't know. You tell me. But the guy realizes the writing is on the wall. You've drafted young guys. I'm not in the plans. I make too much money. I'm okay with you letting me go, so that way I can continue elsewhere. The Cowboys, well, they agree with all that, but yet he's still on the team. So that's a spot where they can get another $3.5 million. There's other fat that they could cut and restructure contracts and things. So if they really want to make a move, they can. Now, people got excited yesterday because, of course, when a player gets cut, immediately everybody thinks, is he going to Dallas? Well, it's a great thing to talk about. It's great if you're the talking heads because the Dallas Cowboys are the most popular team in the NFL. But the reality is the Cowboys have been very frugal over the last few years in free agency and very selective and basically have Kmart bargain basement shopped for free agents. Now, we're hearing rumors this year, which is a lot different than we've had in the past, of the Cowboys making attempts at players. Ndamukong Suh, big contract, big guy, a guy who can wreak havoc in the middle of the field. However, can be a little bit of a bit to handle. He has a tendency to kind of be a bit of a locker room cancer. The Cowboys probably looked at that salary because basically all the contracts are yeah, we'd like him for the right price. Well, we'd all like him for the right price, but the reality is you're not getting quality talent on the cheap. It doesn't work that way. So currently, they're interested for the right price. In other words, he's not coming here. The Honey Badger, safety. And as I always keep telling you guys, you control the middle of the field, you control the field. You can clearly look at our team and see the deficits in the middle of the field. From nose tackle, middle linebacker, to safety. We have to address those three spots. If we can address those three locations and upgrade where we are, I believe our defense can be a top 5. And instead of being a defense that we have to worry about protecting by holding onto the ball, it's a defense that will look forward to being out there because they will be getting the ball for our offense. The Honey Badger signed a 5-year, $60-some million contract, was asked that good old take a pay cut. And of course, as I tell you, when a team asks you to take a pay cut, that means you're getting cut. Has been released. He is a free agent, and I think he would be a good fit on our defense. As opposed to, say, Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, we're going to have to trade for. Earl Thomas is a bit older. You're talking about the Honey Badger being 25, being a Pro Bowl player, and so on. But the Cowboys currently have no interest in the Honey Badger. Which brings us back to Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, the guy that the Seattle Seahawks said a few weeks ago is in our long-term plans. We're going to go ahead and get a long-term contract done for him. Because Earl Thomas had said, I'm not playing on this contract. I want a long-term contract, or I want to be out of here. You don't sign me to another contract, I don't want to be here. Well, he's on that 1-year deal. And of course, we got the Seattle Seahawks saying all the right things that we want to sign him to a long-term contract. Okay, but the question is, what kind of contract do you want to sign him to? $1 million a year? Yeah, that's a great long-term contract. Love to have that, but that's not reality. The reality is for the Seattle Seahawks is the window has closed on that defense. That team has had their runs, went to 2 Super Bowls, won 1, should have won 2, had it not been for a boneheaded call on the goal line when you had Marshall Lynch hit Jason Garrett. Sometimes you just need to run the damn ball in the end zone. That defense, from that point forward, was always against the offense. They held them responsible for not getting that ring. There was a rift in the locker room. And so Pete Carroll has decided that defense got old. Cliff Averill had a bad neck, had to retire. Cam Chancellor, there's no guarantee that he'll be able to play next year. He's going to be medically cleared. Richard Sherman has had 2 Achilles tendons tears. And Cam Chancellor broke his, Earl Thomas broke his leg 2 years ago. So clearly it was time to start rebuilding that defense. Well, the problem is, no second, no third, and no 6th-round draft pick. They're desperate for draft picks. What you ideally want to do, when you rebuild, you want to get a group of guys, great talent, young, together. Let them learn together. Let them grow together. Let them become impactful together. And that's what they did in Seattle. Well, that ship's passed. It's time to get the next ship to go ahead and ride in on. And that's where they need draft picks. So supposedly, the Seattle Seahawks, who are planning to have Earl Thomas long-term, as Ian Rappaport said, that they're going to get a long-term deal, reached out to the Dallas Cowboys and said, hey, we have Earl Thomas here. We hear that you're in need of a safety. We'll happily trade him to you for a 1st-round draft pick. Yeah. Let's get real. That's a negotiation ploy. You never tell people exactly what you'll settle for. If you go to a job and say, I want $20 an hour, and that's exactly what you want, that's all you're ever going to get. But if you go in and say, hey, you know what? I want $30 an hour. They say, whoa, that's too much. How about 25? Okay. But you would have settled for 20, but you got 25. So you go into the Cowboys, you don't go in and say, hey, how about give us a 3rd-round draft pick for Earl Thomas? The Cowboys are going to come back and say, hey, how about a 5th round? And then maybe you settle on a 4th. You always start out high, gauge the response and the interest, and then see where you can go. Guys, that's exactly what just happened yesterday. The fact that they reached out means they're getting desperate. They're trying to move him. They're not waiting for somebody else. Yes, they talked high. And I'm not recommending the Cowboys give up a 1st-round draft pick, not when you see the fire sale that's been going on. Michael Bennett for a 5th. Marcus Peters only got a 2nd and a 5th round. You know, so, yeah, negotiate. You've got plenty of 4th, 5th, 6th-round picks. I'd be more than happy to get them for a 4th. I might even be willing to part with a 3rd since we have other picks that we can package up and move back into the draft. Because the reality is, not all 10 guys are going to even make the team. So you want to get the biggest bang for the buck for those 10 picks. And if it means that you get a starter and can plug one of those holes with one of those picks, opens up the draft even more. So friends, you are now up to date at this moment, but then again, things could always change because you can't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu, and we will be bringing you any news on the Dallas Cowboys. And of course, every morning we will have the Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys report. I'm Mark Holmes. And I'll see you. Hello, friends. Cowboy Jobu here with an unsolicited opinion on the Jobu wings. You were saying about the wings?
The wings are the best I've ever had. Hands down. Awesome.
Okay. Well, we've been passing out.
With the women, with the ladies.
You know that. Okay. Slide in a little bit here. Okay. All right. So on 3. Jay, get in there, man. Okay. We're going to do How About Them Cowboys. Okay. All right, everybody. On 3. How about the Cowboys? 1, 2, 3.